going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of GOM Learns GAC, episode 8 on 4/22, 4/25/22. So tonight, more of the same. We're gonna go through some of the lists we normally go through, and I'm pretty excited. These are gonna start rotating in and out, so it's not so stale every week. But we're gonna rotate in certain things. Omicron list will be here every week. Once we get one or two more, we'll probably just do a top 10 every week. Just because I don't think anybody has any more than 10 GAC Omicrons yet. So, and then the speeds to prepare for, and we're going to rotate in some ship stuff and do just different sort of points to ponder slides and kind of rotate those in. So it's not quite as stale for those of you that watch every week. So thank you guys very much. All right, every week, guys, we do go over the Omicrons. There's been no real new additions to Omicrons. There was a slight change in the list, though. We did actually move up Akbar to the number 10 spot. I actually fought one against Skeltrix. He had a pretty solid team combination, and it beat our Bad Batch. So there might be a slight bug with Admiral Akbar. You guys can check out Skeltrix's version of that fight. It's on YouTube. Mine's gone on Twitch now, but on YouTube, Skeltrix recorded his fight with me, and he goes over it at the end. We kind of redo he watched my Bad Batch battle against his Akbar, and he kind of broke it down. There was some fishy stuff going on. Not that it cost me the match necessarily. It was just an interesting events, to say the least, at the beginning. So you guys can check that out over on his channel. But for the most part, everything's still the same. Poor Director Krennic, Princess Leia, Rose Tico, rounding out the bottom three. And Starkiller, still the undisputed champion of the GAC Omicron. Zam Wessel, 2. And a case can be made, Zam Wessel 2. Zam Wessel, or Qui-Gon and Wampa coming in at a close 3A and B, and Versio not far behind them. So I feel like these 5 are the most impactful. And then Dash Rendar is good, Talon is good if you get the high level Sith. If you have really decked out Ewoks, Chief Trooper's good. Admiral Akbar is proving to be okay too. So lots of options, but the top 5 are the top 5, and they kind of distance themselves from the rest of the pack. So we'll have to see what CG has for us moving forward. And in terms of that, same slide here. And this will be the slide that we're going to start rotating in and out with other stuff. Right, so this one, we did make some changes. We put Cat back up into the 370-plus category. If you're going to run her fast, you need to run her fast. If you want to run her healthy, then you don't need her fast. But for those of you that want to prepare or have Cat fast, you're really looking for 370. Echo, Mara Jade, Moff Gideon, nothing has changed there. Dash, Queel have really, really been pushing themselves up into the 350, in a lot of cases 360 category. People are starting to put their very best sets on these two characters, and if you can't get them that fast, right? If your Dash plus 20, or your Queel plus, even with Django, if Moff Gideon can outspeed your Dash team, like even with your best set consistently, you might want to consider going a different route with Dash. Like there's no real point in having a 320 at the top. As always, these slideshows are meant and catered around what you're going to see in the top 100. That 320, 330 Dash, you can use that speed elsewhere. Just make him slow. Just make him slow and use him as a support character. Same thing with Queel. If you can't make him blistering fast for defense, maybe consider keeping him for offense. There are a lot of things you can outspeed. And 65 banner with Bam. Iden Versio being one of them that Bam can beat pretty consistently, that you don't necessarily need Queel to be blistering speed for. So these are suggestions for you guys that maybe don't have the secondary speed that we're showing here tonight. But just a couple suggestions. 330, you've seen armor is she's going to be permanent here. And you guys will see shortly why. Boss, Grief, always paired together. Grand Admiral Thrawn, Padme. Padme is going to be actually going to tie into our discussion later. A lot of people are running fast Padme, and what fast Padme does, there are counters out there that include basically why you see armor in Grand Admiral Thrawn on this list, or C plus those two plus Night Sisters beats Kenobi.
Thank you.
Kylo plus armor plus Thrawn plus Night Sisters beat Kenobi, right? You're seeing a trend here of things that beat Kenobi that include armor and Thrawn. And what a fast Padme does is, if you're using Night Sisters, you'll get the dispel, right? You'll get the dispel from Ahsoka assisting on your zombie, and then Padme will blitz Thrawn, right? If Padme goes before Cat, Padme blitzes Thrawn, your Thrawn's dead, right? Before he even gets to take a turn, and then it completely spirals out of control. So a very fast Padme can block those counters. There's a simple solution. You could use 2 tanks, right, with your counter instead of the Night Sisters, which is probably more helpful for the lower GP players out there. But you're going to start seeing a lot of that. I encountered that myself, and it put me in an interesting situation. Well, I did get it. I got it yesterday, but it cost me Sunfac and Brood Alpha on the team, right? So something to consider there. If you're seeing that, be a little hesitant if you use any sort of armor Thrawn counters against Kenobi. Just at least be aware. Same thing with squishy mace. Those are things to watch out for if you rely on those type of counters. Other fast candidates, nothing's really changed here. Resistance Hero Finn does nothing, really does nothing against people that want to use Mara. Against your more traditional Rey teams, there are lots of strategies out there that are kind of blocking Starkiller against Rey. So seeing the meta evolve as we do this is a lot of fun. So characters are slowly shifting in and out. These we show every week. We just post these down here. This is the turn meter that you get from Basla BB-8, sort of the pre-meter, we call it, pre-turn meter effect. So tonight, as you guys can see, this is something we covered on one of the very first GOM Learns GACs, but we're actually going to retouch it. I didn't put this one on YouTube. It was one of the first ones I did. But we're going to revisit it tonight. I've had some more time with it, and we're also going to expand on it a little bit. And we're talking about the First Order tonight, for those of you that haven't gathered. Talk about the First Order, and with an earlier version, we just talked about Hux, but we didn't really talk about Kylo. We're going to talk about Kylo tonight. Kylo is a character I have at R9, and now that I have both him and Rey at R9, I think Kylo is the better option if you want to rely on him on offense, right? Offense, Kylo, I think at R9 is much better than an R9 Rey wherever you use her. But if you put Kylo on defense, or maybe you don't utilize him in some of the ways we're going to show tonight, then you don't need it. But I feel like if you guys want to start countering both meta, the newest GLs, and Kenobi and Vader on R9 and Kylo for offense is pretty important. I feel it's very valuable. So health and offense is the mod you're going to want to put on Kylo. And we'll pull my Kylo up in just a moment. But health and offense is what you want. Lots and lots of health and offense. Now, we went back here, and we're showing all these ridiculous over-the-top speeds on these characters. And how can you do that? And this is a way that you can do that, right? This same sort of lines as we talked about slow and healthy Cat. This is the same sort of thing. If you want to fully commit him to offense, right? If you want to fully commit him to offense, you can take the speed set off him and put an offense set on him, which for a lot of people that's going to be just as hard to do as the speed set. But it all depends on your mod inventory. But you want health and offense, lots of health, lots of offense. And basically the speed, the faster the better, obviously. As high as you can get him. But as long as you outspeed 90% of people's, you just want to keep him faster than C. And the off chance somebody's like sneaky and puts a C team in the back, or like puts a C, Kylo's always going to beat C, right? So faster than C. Also, you want to, if you can, you want to try to make him faster than most Reys. 520 to 540 speed is a good kind of range. A lot of people don't run super fast Rey or Cs. So if you see him and Kylo beats them both. So, and he counters, like we mentioned, both the newest GLs, Vader and Kenobi. Now, it's always going to be for 52 banners, but it's going to work a lot, right? And we just talked about previously, you could use Daka and Zombie, or in the event that they have a fast Padme, or they might have a very squishy Mace as the assisting character, you can use 2 tanks, right? So something to consider. And you might even need Watt. Against the Maces, we've only fought 1. And then on stream, we had a very lengthy think session about what to use. I think we ended up using Watt, but just to try to protect Thrawn, right? Because that's the whole premise. What we're going to show in a minute is the whole premise of the team is Thrawn. Thrawn is really the heart and soul of this team. Yeller! What's up, Dreamy Mushroom? Good to see you, man. If you're fighting people with the Sweet Peducio type of defense, Kylo can just solo something, right? 67, 68 banners. Much like C, and much like Rey, too. But it will give you some flexibility. If you need to make up banners in an efficiency battle, he can take down maybe a team that you could potentially get 60, 61 on for Max Plus banners. So that's something to consider as well. Like, a lot of people are very familiar with that Jedi counter, and Wampa has kind of neutered Kylo indirectly on defense, right? Because if you put Kylo on defense, you could often put your opponent in a pickle by placing some sort of Grievous team or whatever teams that they need Jedi for, like, all together. But now that people have Wampa, they can just go in there and Wampa smash any Separatist comp in the game, pretty much. And it just kind of leaves your Jedi, no questions asked, we're going after Kylo. So Wampa is kind of indirectly, I feel, made, or maybe directly, made Supreme Leader Kylo a little less effective on defense. But these characters aren't getting a lot of offense at R9, correct? Like, we know that, but when you think of Kylo at R9, not quite to the extreme as C, but very similar modding to C. Very, very healthy, and that's one thing R9 does provide is health. He gets 5,386 extra health. With if you have 2 health primaries on him, that's going to get you over 1,700 additional health. And then think, by putting from R8 to R9, he gets 90% now boost to his health and protection. So you got yourself a very, very tanky Kylo. And you need a very tanky Kylo to take on these high-level, high-relic sort of Kenobi and Vader teams. Rey as well, right? So he the only thing is, like, when you're fighting Kenobi and Vader, you use, like, Armor, Thrawn, XY. We talked about the options for that. But with Rey, you really need the full team. Again, it's going to be for low banners. First Order Officer, Hux, Phasma, First Order Stormtrooper with Kylo beats any Rey combination that they put on the board for 52 banners. Again, because we have a very health-oriented Kylo, he can sit there and tank whirlwinds, and he can tank the specials, the ultimates. He can tank everything at R9 with that huge boost to health and a commitment to health, right? Offense set, health set is what I have on him. So let's show mine here, just to give an example. Mine is by no means the Don Dada, but for what I use him for, it's very, very effective. So we'll go here and take a little peek-see at Mr. Kylo. And he is here. So as you guys can see, he does have a health and an offense set on him. And here's the numbers that I would suggest going for. If you have him R9, it's difficult for me to go back in time at R8. But if you have him at R9, I think 150,000 health is what you're looking for, right? If the more the merrier. The longer he can sustain, because that's what it's a battle of attrition with these new counters that everyone dies except Kylo. It's a battle of attrition, and the healthier he is, the more health he's going to get, and the longer he will last. And just one extra turn on these Kenobi teams can be the difference between winning and losing. And just, health. I do have a crit damage set on him, obviously, but you can see your health cross, health circle, and I would really love to get something else here besides a speed arrow. This is and I would highly suggest a speed arrow or a health or offense there, preferably health, if you can get him above those speeds we talked about, 520 to 540. You can see mine's right in that range. I don't really have an offense or health arrow to put there that keeps him in that range. And then just offense across the board here, lots of health. Here we've got, just kind of fast. Really nothing too impressive there. A little bit of offense here, just fast again. So nice mod here. 20. It's a health primary, but it does have decent offense percentage here and double offense. So that's pretty good overall. So you're looking at 155,000 health. You're looking at 13.6 offense, which is the combination of the two is pretty potent, right? Pretty potent indeed. And this is, again, without your blistering your best speed set, trying to make him 580 to keep up with the Joneses. This is a good way to push your fastest sets to Dash, to Queel, to some of those characters we talked about in the previous slide, and use them on offense for poor banners, but very, very consistently. You can depend on him. All right, 52 banners against Kenobi is a hell of a lot better than going in with bounty hunters, using your bounty hunters, which probably counter 3 to 4 other teams on the board, right? Going in with your bounty hunters, killing Cat, and then bringing in Gas, or bringing in JML. Like, that's 2 teams. 52 is better than 40. Or I guess it would be 45, right? 45. So at the end of the day, it's 7 extra banners, and you get to keep 2 teams. So, and we're actually, since I don't have any recordings, every time I've used this, it's been over a week. We're gonna try to do it live, so I could very well embarrass myself here as we try to do it live. Of course, as I let everybody know before we began this, I've run this battle tons and tons of times now, and I fall really, really far, like the furthest I've fallen. But I mean, as you guys can see, and this is not a optimal Grand Arena squad, right? This is not this like the nothing but Kenobis, couple JMLs, all Kenobi, all Kenobi, all Kenobi, all Kenobi, Kylo. Hey guy, yeah. So I fall really, really far. So I've got a lot of practice in. Unfortunately, there are no Padmes, but for the most part, unless of course we're talking about like we talked about a super fast Padme, um, same team. And something very important to do a speed check. You do need to make sure that your Thrawn for this is faster than the Padme. That's something I need to improve. I think it was Jeffsky called out, asked me how fast that Padme was. I went in without looking. I got very lucky. I got very lucky because my Thrawn was like a speed or two faster than Padme. I got super lucky there because that would have gone south. Same sort of situation. If Padme goes before Thrawn, you're in trouble. Aha. There we go. This is probably our best option. This is probably the most realistic encounter you guys will see. Of course, gas is going to be on. It's going to be Padme. This is the best I got. Just want to show you guys how to do it. So let's try this. Important things to realize. Like I said, we went over Kylo's build. You want to make armor for Kylo. What is it? 31 speed faster. Yeah, so he's got to be 31 speed faster than your Thrawn. Right. So that can be taxing. But again, if you wanted to run this counter, if this counter is interesting to you, you very well could just take your speed sets off Kylo Ren if he has one already and kind of distribute them among the two. And like I said, Thrawn needs to be a little faster, so keep that in mind. But 342 on armor, not completely unreasonable, and 311 then on Grand Admiral Thrawn. So I feel like those are semi-reasonable. And then Night Sisters down here. And basically all you're going to do is just sustain. That's all you do. And Daka every once in a while get lucky with a revive and keep the party going. So if you do get a revive with Daka, whether it be Thrawn, Armor, or whoever, if she gets lucky and gets somebody back up, it buys you an extra turn. So again, all about sustain, all about the health. Please don't lose. But anyway, so they're going to opening barrage. As you guys can see, they're going to hard target Thrawn on this team the vast majority of the time. So you're just going to sit here and build up your stacks. Zombie down. Now, see, if Padme were here, like we talked about, she would have gone and they would have killed Zombie there, and then Kat would have used her kill on Thrawn right out of the gate, and you're in big trouble. So here's why you do 31 speed. Bam, bam. 3 stacks. Pass it back. And then you just basically initiate Super Kylo. Everybody's job is done. Now we just need to build up Super Kylo. Again, gas makes this a little tricky, but... So Thrawn down. The rest of the team will inevitably die here in the next 6 or 7 turns. Zombie holding up. All right, now you just basically just pick, just stall. Armor does her job. There's a healing immunity. That's okay. 1 counter. 1 counter. Unfortunately, we're ability blocked there. Let's get rid of all the goodies. All right, Daka's down and back up. Daka down and back up. Daka still alive. No foresight, so we're going to swoop away here. Zombie will tank for a moment. Daka, come on, baby, bring back the goodies. All right, we got back. See, that's just going to stall me 1 turn. That's all it really does. Still stunned on Kenobi, so you can keep hitting him for the ultimate. So it's getting dicey, right? It's getting dicey, but still, now we have an ultimate to pocket. You're not always going to be able to save the ultimate until max, right? You just have to pull the trigger when things are getting hairy, especially during this ultimate. We're not going to get an extra revive out of Daka here, unfortunately. Lights out. So we're still looking good. I think I can survive 1 more barrage of attacks. Just building up Kylo here. There's 1, 2, 3. 1 counter. 2 counter. There's the healing immunity. We're probably going to pop it next turn just because we have that. We used it. See, this is an interesting situation. I don't feel like I can pocket it. I know it's only 1 hit away, but we have the healing immunity, so we're just going to use it now. And this is going to activate Super Kylo. A whole bunch of turns, waste all that stuff, that's fine. Cat will hopefully waste her. There it is. They waste a lot of their abilities while you're in this stance. Now you just start waxing the team here. So I'll get one more AoE. I've lost the healing immunity. Cat's still alive. Cat's still alive. Now she's... Let's go ahead and... They got foresight, so let's try to stun her. Okay, and now we just go to town. Healing immunity is okay. Again, we have the... we've got one more ultimate in our pocket here. This is probably kill Cat. And there we go. So again, 52 banners. No different than the C counter, though. And I feel like that's way more consistent. Like, at no point there did it really get out of control. Again, no Padme, but just an example for you guys. I like that much better than the C counter. So, and now that's going to leave you with all of your first order, right? That's going to leave you with all of your first order. Yeah, Hux kills a whole lot. Now, like as it says here, SOKR GL duty, leftover required units. And these are all units you guys are required to have. If you have Kylo, you have everybody that we're going to talk about here. For the most part, the required relic levels is okay, right? It's fine. Of course, the higher relic level you have on crew and Sith Trooper, the better. But for a lot of these teams, you don't even need those two. And those two are the flexible ones. Crew, arguably one of the best, if not the best, dark side tank. He pre-taunts. He's got some competition, but it's a pretty crowded field. But he is, you can make a case he might be the best dark side tank, right? And then you have Tampon Trooper, who is a Sith and First Order, so he's super flexible and can put him anywhere. So he's one of the most versatile characters in the game. So this is going to leave you with all the others, all the leftovers, right? So as you say, Hux, First Order Officer, and Fox are the only ones that are really required for all of the things, for all the counters. And those are three characters you guys are going to have left over easily if you're using Kylo in the manner we just shown. Shun, the way we just shun. And it's a B Team Slayer. Look at this huge list of teams that we have here. Pre-meter teams. And we actually have an example of that, right? So this team in particular is very appealing to the lower GP. For you free-to-play guys, the casual guys, whatever the case is, maybe you got a lower GP. This team is excellent for you because a lot of the teams that Hux beats are, I don't want to call them mid-game, mid to end-game sort of teams. Like Grievous with BB-8 the droids, GG Nuke teams, Mon Mothma, Versio, I should have put an asterisk here, Versio without the Zeta, Omicron, which you guys I still see quite a bit. People just throw Iden on defense without the Omicron because they don't really have anything else to do with it. Same thing to do with Mon Mothma, right? Like, there's really, without the Omicron, is she really that useful offense? Probably not. She's still challenging. She still draws a solid counter unless you want to use Hux. So we did that. We have an example of both a droid team and this Versio that I just mentioned in that fashion. We got examples of that tonight. Mon Mothma, because what it's going to do, it stops all the pre-meter teams, right? No turn meter. So that means no BB-8's not giving speed to anybody. Kyle Katarn is not facilitating the turn meter for himself based off the other Rebel fighters. Now, it is very dicey and highly unrecommended for well modded and relicked Mon Mothma teams. This is going to be a little more, Mon Mothma will be a little more for the middle to late game people, especially those with undergeared Kyle Katarns. It's a shoe-in against not 7-star undergeared Katarns. People that don't have Star Killer, you'll wreck Mon Mothma. Maul, not Darth Maul, Maul, right? Because they don't get any turn meter. And why is the Maul team such a pain in the ass? Because Watt or somebody like Droideka takes a turn, activates the frenzy against Huxley, not so fast, right? No soup for you, right? No turn from Droideka. Oh, I'm gonna put all my speed on Droideka. Well, I'm gonna stop that with Hux. I'm gonna stop that with Hux. And what else happens? Ordo doesn't get any turn meter from going either. So there's really no, Maul just sits there and you basically terrorize the supporting cast around him. You're gonna lose a character or two against Maul though. Dude, it's gonna be sloppy, but you can definitely get it done. Against Maul, that will require definitely Tampon, if not Crew too. So do keep that in mind. A Bam without Nest, very doable. No turn meter there. Bugs, obviously. JTR Bros. All of these teams you can beat with Hux, especially because what's going to happen with JTR Bros is And this JTR Bros, you will need crew as well, right? Because Finn goes, right? Finn goes, passes the turn to Poe. They both take a couple turns. Finn AoEs, you counter and kill him, right? Then it just falls apart from there. So these are teams a lot of you guys are seeing. EP Mara, obviously not with Starkiller, but EP Mara teams, Huxley shuts that down. So there's lots of teams you guys are seeing over and over and over again in Grand Arena. You guys, I bet, fight some team on this list every single Grand Arena. At least one, if not two or three of them, right? Every single Grand Arena. And Hux can take it out, again, for 60 banners. Just an option that everybody has that I don't see many people utilizing on offense. I actually looked on .gg today, and the top 99th percentile, there's like one example. It's like Hux beating Mon Mothma like 3 times. Very simple. How fast does Hux and First Order need to be? The faster the better, right? The faster they are, the more options you're going to have. But basically, to start this team out, if you guys want to start using it, all you have to do, Hux is the harder one to get up to speed. So get Hux as fast as you can, and then make First Order Officer 1 speed faster. It's very, very simple. That's the only modding real strategy to this. As you're going to pass the Fox, Fox dispels the taunt. And then if it's only 1 taunt, you should be wide open to attack whoever you want to attack. And mass assist. And the examples we're about to show, you'll see that I don't want to spoil them, but they're only like 2 minutes long. That's the thing. Hux is just get in there, hit him and quit him. Over and done. So if there is no tank on the team, you don't. Then what you're going to want to do on First Order Officer's first turn is pass it to somebody else that can give turn meter, right? If it's like a countering team, or I guess they can't counter against Hux, but whatever the case is, there's situations where OG Kylo is probably going to be the best, but maybe you don't have OG Kylo available, especially when we get back to 3s. OG Kylo is very, very valuable. Any form of healing block is super valuable in 3s, and Kylo is one of those. So maybe you're using him elsewhere. Phasma, yeah, Phasma gives the turn meter, and so does First Order Stormtrooper's taunt. First Order Stormtrooper also brings what can be a very valuable dispel throughout the battle in various situations. So that's something to keep in mind too. I'm not trying to oversell it. I'm just trying to points to ponder is what this is, right? I'm not proclaiming this is the catch-all offense counter, but what I'm saying is you guys have these characters. And if you're just going to throw it on defense, let somebody 65 banner it with whatever they have left, you might as well try to get a little play out of it offense. Put something, maybe you're using like CLS or something consistently against Maul. Like maybe you don't know really, you don't have a best counter for like Mon Mothma and Maul here. Like maybe if you guys see these two teams use CLS every single time against those teams, consider using Hux and putting CLS on defense, right? I think that you might lose a few banners here and there with Hux, but you're also going to get a few banners of those back. So what we're going to do now, we're going to try to play a couple videos and kind of show this off here. I'm going to be quiet. I think I'm actually talking these. If I curse, I apologize. I didn't really screen these for profanity. So we're going to let these play. They're about 2 minutes apiece, and then we will wrap it up. We don't really like safe here. Bink. Yoga Flame! Yes. That's my favorite thing in the entire game, is watching a bunch of scrub First Order characters one-shot Grievous. There's nothing like it. Oh, man. I don't even get... Like, you can lose the battle. That's fine. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, you taunting? Bink! Uh-huh. You want some? Bink! But it's for 60 banners. Sometimes 61 if First Order TIE Pilot does the business here. Let's Let's pass to you. Bink. And now this heals protection, right? No, I just completely made that up. It does nothing of the sort. Let's pass it back to you. Ah, not quite. I thought I had the assist ready. Ooh. Alright. Please don't. Alright. Lucky. Oh, there it goes. So, let's hit him, quit him. Please don't dodge. 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 Okay. No dodge for you. Little razzle dazzle for you. I love Huck's lead. I love it. He's probably my favorite. He's not very good. I don't think we're gonna get out of here with that extra banner. Stall. There's no real regeneration here. I feel like he's just gonna AoE and kill himself, right? So, let's go for a little turn meter. We might be able to get out of here with First Order Officer having that banner, maybe. So let's try to keep a banner here. Nope. And we faded the stun, and now we have to go through. Up one time. There goes the banner. Oh boy, holy Moses! All for a silly banner. All right, so we're gonna pass you. You're gonna dispel that, please. All right, we're gonna stop being silly and go after Magna here. Yeah, it's basic. Have a little double tap, Aruski. Ooh, eat some of that. Looks like Executioner. If Executioner crits here, I should get enough turn meter to kill Magna. Let's. He's about to go. Let's pass you. Taunt, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Get the kill. Yeah. Okay. Well, what difference does it make? Yeah. So 60 banners. That's just going to kill you, so let's just pop this. Alright, 60. We'll take it. So there's a couple examples for you guys. I have more. You can always catch us using hooks over on Twitch, Operation Metaverse, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, plug. And, as always, we're going to wrap it up with what I'm working on. And this slide is wrong. We'll fix this live. This sister, that sister, aunt, that brother, and this brother. So that's the current goals. This is pretty much all we're working on. These R9s, we talked about earlier in the stream. I'm more tempted to hoard R9s than I am to spend them. I don't. C and GK are the only real options for me at this point in time, and neither of them. There's been an instance, maybe once with C, where I lost to a Ray or something, like one time where I was like, I have to R9 C, and it just really hasn't really ever come up again. So GK, we'll see. I'm doing average on ships. For those that watched the stream last week, you'll know that we're learning how to use all the ships. We're learning how to use them all. It's been kind of fun. I know it's not a popular opinion, but I've been enjoying ships. It's been interesting to learn how to use the Empire. These new ships really have opened up the game in lots of ways. I'm really pleased that the 3 new ships, and that's not even including Outrider, what they've done for us. So that's pretty cool. So that's pretty much all I'm working on, guys. So that's it. That'll wrap it up, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Operation Metaverse, Twitch. Thank you very much, and toodles.